This is a video showing you the difference between two types of shafts on the Ford Model A distributor. The two-piece shaft, or you can do the short shaft, or a single long shaft. So to start off, when Ford manufactured the Model A, this was the only type of distributor design they use, which is there's a separate shaft here, and it fits into the bottom of the distributor. So you can think of it like there's a small little shaft in here that's pressed into the base, and then this longer shaft which reaches down through your head into the engine block where that gear is off the oil pump, I think. So that just attaches here, and that's your shaft. This, I don't know when this became popular, when this was an option, but this was in one of my Model A's, and I didn't know at the time when it was installed in that it was this single pressed on shaft, this long shaft on the distributor. There are a few problems with this. I'm going to go into that in a second. But otherwise, these two distributors are similar. They both have modern points. So if you look at the top of the plates, there's the condenser and there's the modern points here. And this distributor has the same. So both top plates, both modern plates, modern points. So, and the only difference on this one, on the long one, is unlike on this one here, which has the original condenser hole is left open. This one has what's called like a fake. This isn't a real operating condenser. It's basically installed in here to make it look like an original distributor. So when the cap is on the distributor, it looks like it has the original condenser, but really the condenser is up here. And as a side note, one thing I always like to flip over and just kind of look at pressings and markings, and this one happens to have this SP mark on the bottom. I'll have to research later what that stands for. Anyway, so what are problems with this long shaft pressed onto the distributor? So these, from what I read online and what I observed in reality, they tend to wear out quicker and they tend to wobble. So I noticed this when the car was running. So when your distributor is installed in the head of your Ford Model A and it's running and this is rotating counterclockwise, I noticed that it would, you could see it slightly wobble. It would wobble in the head. Now, what's interesting is when I took it out, like I thought there'd be play in this upper part of the shaft where this is pressed in, and there's a bushing, I think one or two bushings pressed in there, but there's like no slack in here. But when I rotate the shaft, it's a horrible, this is definitely worn out. It needs to be, needs a new shaft, new bushings, and of course, when I get it rebuilt, I'm gonna go with this original design with this two-piece shaft. But if I rotate this real quick, that's horrible sound. So if I'm quiet, you can hear that. And if you look closely here, I got play up and down. There's a washer missing here. There should be a washer under that distributor cam lobe, but even without that, it's still it's worn out, so it needs to be replaced. Part of why I think these wear out faster than compared to the original design is it's kind of like physics. So, you know, if you have the longer, like a leverage, like, you know, 2x4 piece of metal, this long piece of metal, you know, over the years as this turns in the engine and there's like pressed here, moved here, small changes here result in bigger movement up here, right? So I think part of the problem with this design is like slight movements or just kind of, you know, wear and tear in here outsizes the wear up in the distributor body. So that could be one reason. If you compare that to like this two-shaft design, when this is assembled together, it's got a little bit of play in it. So imagine this is spinning, rotating your Ford Model A, and if there's slight movement down here over time, things weird. If you notice, like there's a little forgiveness, a little play here. So this upper part, this short shaft into the body here that's pressed in, this maintains a straight, true kind of, it's not affected as much by changes that happen down here at the bottom because there's a little play. That's my physics explanation of why I think these wear a little bit better long term than the single one. So anyway, that's just some information in case you happen to come across one. And if you have one of these and it works and it's not worn out, that's fine. But keep an eye on it. It may wear out and you may have to get it rebuilt. And I would highly suggest you go back to this original two-piece design if you or you have it rebuilt.